All right, welcome back to Bandit's Keep actual play. We are playing some Boot Hill again. It's a fan favorite. It's probably because the only thing I'm streaming now, but anyways, it's still the favorite thing. No, we're having a lot of fun with Boot Hill. I've got a great group of players. We're going to start what is going to be a loose campaign. The concept here is that all of these characters are part of a secret society that is out to kind of help the people that can't be helped, kind of Lone Ranger-ish. They are identified via a symbol that they each keep hidden. It's going to be, they're going to meet up and enter into whatever situation happens to be and move forward from there. Each session will be a different setup here. So in this particular case, there is a killer on the loose. They are pretty sure they've got a note. Everybody's received a note, and they can explain how they got their note. That it's this man Jones. Jones was, we'll say he wasn't a good man, but he definitely wasn't a bad man. He was, a man, we'll say, of his time. 20 years ago, when he was around these parts, he made time with a lot of the pretty girls, the ones at the brothel, and one of his pastimes was trying to sire as many children as he could through these women. Unfortunately, he wasn't a good man in that sense, and he left these children to be raised by their moms. Well, he disappeared maybe 12, 15 years ago, and has recently been seen around. And when he showed up, murders started happening. Murders of those children that he sired some years ago. Maybe one or two is a coincidence, but we're down to 7 now in the past 3 months. And the law can't prove it, but everyone knows Jones is a killer. Your group is coming to this area to try to locate where he is and hopefully prevent any more killings and prove he's a murderer, get him to justice. So with that being said, we're on a lonely bluff on a moonlit night looking over the town of New Sanctuary. This is the location of the latest murder just 2 days ago. A young man named Neil was killed here. It's a relatively small town, but it is a rich town. Some creeks nearby found some gold. Lots of men moved in for panning. A large hotel and brothel, plus a small one for those who aren't so lucky, and a few stores selling pans and picks and those kind of things at prices that you wouldn't believe make up most of the town here. No agriculture, no other business besides come in, make your fortune, hopefully, and get out. So as we start on the bluff, I'll go around. You guys can introduce your characters, maybe say how you came about getting the note or came about to come here, and we'll go from there. And I will start with Crystal.
I'm playing Sophia Bad Eggs Williams. She's known as the Bad Egg in her family. She took up the gunsmithing business, and after her last adventure, which you can watch on Bandit to Keep, actual play, she was visited by a mysterious man who offered her a position in the Silver Bullet Society. And after hearing about this series of murders, this serial murderer, perhaps, she has decided to bring him to justice and pick up her guns once again. And that is Sophia Bad Egg Williams.
Excellent. Tony, tell us about your character.
The dust covers the hat and the coat and the clothing of the man on the horse who's been out riding to meet his companions here on this mission. The beard's in need of trimming, the face, the body in need of a good bath, the long hair in need of a trim. The soft-spoken man sitting atop of the horse nods gently and says, "I'm Jeremy Mercier. I'm from back east. Yeah, I'm back east somewhere. But I've been traveling for a long time, many years now. And right now, that's all you can know about the drifter known as Jeremy Mercier.
Excellent. Okay. Young, tell us about your character.
Um, as everyone's gathered, you see a man with a cowboy hat riding up on his spotted brownish horse. John has dark hair, dark brown hair, and bushy eyebrows with green eyes, with short beard. He stands about 6 feet tall and is medium build. And he tips his hat and says, "How are you doing? You all here to answer the call?" And he takes out that little silver bullet society insignia and says, "Name's John. Good to be working with y'all."
Excellent. There's your kind of exchanging pleasantries. The camera swings over to the last person coming up on the bluff. Jason, tell us about your character.
Yeah. So William Andrew Jackson Clayton is previously known as Billy Jack. He actually knows Sophia, which he doesn't realize she's going to be here. He was involved in that same incident in the past. But you see a middle-aged man riding up on a quarter horse and broomstick, and he's got shortish black hair, brown eyes, the rifle in the scabbard. Comes up, kind of flips up his pocket, the flap of his pocket where there's a silver bullet sewn underneath there. So it looks to be the right place. And got the call. Here I am. Sophia, what are you doing here?
I guess the same thing you are, friend.
Indeed. You can call me Jack. Jack Billison. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jack.
Gotcha, Jack.
Jeremy leans into the saddle horn and looks down at Sophia and then Jack, and he goes, "Oh, so you two are acquaintances, huh?"
I may have mistook her. Looks awful familiar.
Well, a pretty lady like that can be mistaken in many a town, I'm sure.
Who has all the who has the details? Has anybody done a wrecking order yet into the town?
So just to lay out, because I don't know if you're talking to me or the rest of the group, you all know basically this much. You know that Jones was about 15 years ago. He was kind of a regular in the area between the 15 and 20 years ago. He again would see a lot of these prostitutes basically and try to sire some children, which he never took credit for. He would move from town to town. There's lots of these little towns around this area. From you figured, he sired some 12 children over the course of about half that many years. Two of them, though, died young, like a long time ago, like when they were children. So at least 10 years ago. And of course, now you know that 7 have been murdered, but there's 3 other children that were born in the towns around here that are, in theory at least, still alive. You know that this town here is called New Sanctuary, and that, as I mentioned, it's a gold panning town. So there's money, there's lots of money, but there's also lots of poor. There is a marshal here, Marshal Walker, but nobody from your group has been into town yet. You kind of just got here, so.
Hey, I have a question also, Daniel. Do we this Jones fellow, when was the last time that somebody actually had eyes on him, or do we know maybe has it been a long time? Like maybe his looks have changed then?
Yeah, well, people recognized him when he came back because he started asking questions, of course, because he hadn't seen, these women. He was looking for the prostitutes. So people did recognize him, and he's got kind of a long beard, kind of a generic cowboy looking, like he's not particularly tall, not particularly short, that kind of guy could blend in, but he does have a kind of a long, dark black beard, but with gray streaks in it. And, Otherwise, he's kind of your standard guy. So none of you have seen him, but people around here might know him or recognize him.
All right.
Do we have a list of the names of the children?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so John answering Jack's question basically says, well, I know that Jones sired a whole lot of children, about a dozen, 16 years ago. And I heard that about 7 of them have been murdered, and there'd be about 3 of them that are still alive. We could go and talk to Marshall Walker in the town.
Well, I'm sure the marshal's going to know something about it, of course, but I wonder, Miss Sophia, was it correct, right? Sophia, is that your name?
That's correct.
You didn't happen to bring one of those pretty dresses with you that maybe you could dress up in, and maybe you could go to one of those dance halls and inquire with some of the ladies there if this man's been calling on them.
I'm sure I could find one in town. Shouldn't be that big a deal.
Well, it's just a thought now.
Well,
If we, oh, go ahead.
what y'all thinking? Why do you think the whole lot of these children are being murdered?
People do strange things. It's hard to say. Maybe he
Right.
hasn't. Maybe he's coming into money. Maybe something else. But
Yeah, and sometimes you got to remember some people are just bad seeds.
Right. But 7 of them. That's a whole lot of small kids. Like if they're 16 years old or something, could it be possible that one of them's trying to inherit the wealth that Jones has left by killing all of his kin?
yeah, that's a possibility too. I reckon we're gonna have to find any kids that are left, but we need to find who they are. We probably need a cover story if someone's gonna approach the marshal, a reason why. I don't know. As far as I know, the marshal isn't part of the Silver Bullet Society, so we'll need a reason so he doesn't suspect us.
Right. Well, there is only one thing left to do. Let's ride into the town and find out what we could.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So if you want to ride in, I'm assuming you can ride in together or spread yourself out or whatever. But effectively, this town is not very big. It's bustling. I mean, you see people, even though it's the moon's out, it's nighttime. You see people, you hear music playing. There's a very large hotel that is kind of in the center of what is a main street. It's 3 stories tall. It just has the sign outside, a fine painted sign that says Sheila's. You hear music playing, also this stuff. Across from there is a trade shop where you can see it's closed now, but you can see they have like panning stuff, and you can just see the painted signs in the window, like just exorbitant prices, $10 for a canteen, stuff like that. And further down the end of the street, you see a very small church that's in disrepair, and kind of between this kind of bustling center part and the church, there's another kind of small hotel slash bar that has a small, like, kind of half broken sign that says Shiny Pony, and there's a couple of men sitting like out on the stoop, clearly like leaning against the poles, drunk, and you can hear talk, and it seems there's a ruckus and stuff going on in there. And you do see another building that has the sheriff's, the marshal's office sign. So there's only like 5 buildings in this whole town.
Well, I wonder what's happened to the church-going people. It seems that church down there is in need of a little paint and some batten board on it. I wonder what's going on with that.
I also wonder if there's a doc in town, and if the same doctor's been in town this whole time. They might have some information as well. Well, what do y'all think? Do we want to go somewhere together, or do we want to break up and do individual investigations and then meet back up and report back to each other?
Well, I'll go to the tavern and see if I can talk to some of the women there. They'll be more inclined to talk to another girl.
Well, and if you think it's okay, how about I take John here and we'll go down to that rough looking place with the guys who are about to fall off the posts there. Maybe we could, I'm kind of rough looking myself right now until I get cleaned up. Maybe we could go have a seat and a sip.
You see John take out his cigar. He lights it up and he inhales deeply. He goes, "It's fine with me, Jeremy. But I reckon we could all come back here and meet in front of the church. We ought to have some kind of place where we can meet back together. About in about 2 hours or so."
Sounds good. I reckon that doesn't leave a whole lot. We didn't see a doctor's office or anything like that, right? So
You did not.
yeah.
There's nothing that marked doctor. But clearly marked is the marshal's office with like the little jail next to it. Clearly marked is the large hotel and the kind of small one, and the church and the trading shop. You don't see it that says doctor.
All right.
You would know that in these places, sometimes the doctor might be either in the trading shop or in one of the hotels. Like they often take up residence.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a couple minutes and go inside the church, say my grace.
Well, you go right ahead. I'll wait here in front of that rough place for you.
All right, I'll meet you there then.
All right, what's Billy Jack doing?
Well, it sounds like they've got both of the hotels covered, right? If I understood correctly, or, one. So I guess I'm going to have to go to the marshal's office because the trading shop's closed. You said
It is.
so.
Yep.
I will. Yep. So I will go to the marshal's office and hopefully quickly come up with some kind of story. We'll find out.
Does that mean you want to go last?
No, I can go whenever. It doesn't matter.
Uh-oh. I'll put pressure on you, make you go first. All right, so we'll go into the church first. So yeah, you kind of start, you spread your ways. Maybe you dust yourself off so if you're getting yourself ready to get inside. Jeremy kind of saunters over to the rough-looking place. John kind of passes him and keeps going towards the church. And Billy Jack kind of takes a right there and heads towards the marshal's office. You can see, like, Jeremy, as you look in, there's one of these places got two like windows in the front, but there's no glass in them. There may have been at some point, but they're just like open windows. There's a swinging door, and there's probably like 24 people in there, like gambling and this kind of stuff. The light's low in there. They've got just basically a fireplace going, and you can see a bar with kind of a big hunched over guy at the bar. As you're kind of standing outside looking in there, nobody kind of looks you. They look up, they see you, they kind of look down, kind of place. As you approach the church, John, you can see that it definitely is in disrepair, and you kind of walk your way up the stairs. It's kind of step here, the board's loose kind of thing, and you grab the handle of the door, and it's unlocked. You open it up, and you can when you look in there, you can see there's just a handful of pews in there. It's like a basic altar, and you do actually see a man sit up. It looked like he was sleeping on one of the pews, and he kind of gets up and he kind of blinks his eyes at you. To adjust to the darkness, you're kind of standing there silhouetted, and he says, "Oh, who's there? Ain't no service till the morning."
John doesn't say anything, but he just walks towards him, and you hear the little spurs jingle as he walks. Ching, ching. And as he stands in front of the man, he says, "Well, my name's John. You the padre?"
Yeah, Parson Smith. He kind of dusts himself off a little bit, and he kind of adjusts his collar, and he says, "Oh, we don't get too many people come in here at night unless it's a funeral, and I didn't hear any gunshots."
"I ain't got a lot of time to linger in the church, padre. Just want to say a prayer before I go."
Oh, all right. Yeah, of course. The church is always open to those who have open hearts and wallets.
"Well, speaking of wallets, it looks like you're gonna need some." And he's like pointing at all these pews that are in a state of disrepair.
Yeah, well, the men here they don't spend a lot of time donating to God when they gotta buy them their panning equipment there. Tucker there
Right.
at the shop always taking advantage of people. They spend that money faster than they can make it.
So, Padre, how many years have you been servicing this town?
Oh, I've been here from maybe 25 years. This used to be a real nice, quiet place. We first came here with the settlers, but once they discovered that gold, it shot up in all the wrong ways. If you know what I'm saying.
Hmm, I see. Well, if you've been here for 25 years or so, you probably know a bit about Jones, ain't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of men named Jones around these parts.
The fella who sired a whole lot of children.
You see, he's adjusting the donation box. Oh, sounds familiar.
He takes out, a couple of coins, and he drops it in the donation box.
Ah, bless you, bless you. Oh yeah, yeah. There's some boy come around here years ago saying he was good with the women. Well, his money was good with the women, if you know what I mean. He kind of looks up like he should have said that in his own church.
Well, the word has it that a whole bunch of his children's been being murdered.
You can see he looks surprised. Well, whole bunch. I only heard about young Neil.
That the boy that lives in the town?
Well, yeah, he did. Now he lives out in the outskirts of town, under some soil, if you know what I'm saying.
Uh, that's a mighty shame.
It is.
Did he have any other children?
Neil? Oh, just a boy.
No, not Neil. Neil's kin, I'm talking about.
Oh, I don't know. Uh, his mama. I don't know. She didn't raise any other boys here. If she had them, she might take them somewhere else. Sometimes the girls go away for a bit. You know what I mean?
He takes out another coin and drops it into the donation box.
Mm-hmm.
What's the mama's name?
Oh, she's look at my notes. Peggy.
Peggy.
Peggy Sue.
That's a good name.
Peggy Sue Ann Marie.
Well, it seems like I got to be going and seeing what they're offering in the drinking hole here. Well, say a blessing for me, Father.
Oh, I will. I'll see you on Sunday.
Perhaps. And he drops another coin and he walks out.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're walking, this is all going on. Billy Jack, you approach the marshal's office. It's got beautiful painted windows. It's all freshly painted. Looks really nice. You can look inside a big window in the front. You see a young man sitting at the desk with his feet up on the desk, his hat kind of pulled down.
Okay. So I'll open the marshal's door slowly, not trying to be quiet, but not trying to make a whole lot of noise, not trying to move real quick like.
Yeah, you do
Open
that
the door,
and
see if he gets a reaction.
Yeah, you see him kind of stretch a little bit, like kind of casual, push his hat back, and you see a boy. He's got to be like 18 years old. He probably just started shaving last year, sitting there with his brand new boots on, and shiny little deputy badge. He looks up and he says, "Oh, don't tell me there's trouble tonight. I was hoping to get some rest." He kind of stretches a little bit and takes his feet down.
No trouble, deputy. I just wanted to ask you a question if I could.
Of course, we're here to serve the community.
Glad to hear that. My name's Jack. What's your name, deputy?
Derek?
Derek, good to meet you. Deputy Derek? Who's the sheriff? And I haven't been around this way for a long time. Who's the sheriff here these days?
Well, we got Marshall Walker taking care of the town.
Marshall Walker. I've always heard good things about that man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still got a doctor in this town? I was coming past this way and haven't been feeling very good lately.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the doctor took up residence there at Sheila's. You know, that's what most of the work is. You know, tending to the girls.
Sure, sure. What's your doc's name there, deputy?
Doc Thompson.
Doc Thompson. Well, I appreciate that. So is this quiet town generally?
Oh yeah. Sometimes they get out of hand over at the Shiny Pony, but you know, at Sheila's they got the restriction on the guns and all, so it's not a violent town usually. You know, a couple bloody noses, such.
Well, that's good. That's good. Boys will be boys in casino and in bars. Everybody understands that. I heard about a couple murders up this way, though. Just rumors where I was stopping by at trading posts about young kids getting killed, teenagers.
Yeah. Neil got shot. It was outside our jurisdiction. Marshall says though. He was down there by the gold panning area. I don't know what he was doing there at night. Most people don't go by the river at night. You know, you got the wolves and such, coyotes.
Yep, those coyotes can be dangerous. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'll go find the doc, see if he has some tonic I can get for my stomach. I appreciate it, deputy. Thank you.
He taps his hat.
And Billy Jack will ease his way back out and head to Sheila's.
Okay. Yes, as you're walking out, you see, John start to walk out of the church. Jeremy's leaning against the post by the Shiny Pony, and but during this time, so Sophia, you got yourself in whatever state you're getting yourself in. You can describe if you like, and you come to the 3-story hotel that is Sheila's. As soon as you kind of walk up the stairs, the doors, somebody like opens the doors for you. There's big double doors, and there's kind of like a foyer area, and you can see that there's two kind of big dudes. They're not armed, but you quickly kind of scan around and you can see that there's a couple of rifles hanging on the wall in easy reach. And you can see that behind there's a little desk off to the side where there's a woman sitting there and she's like got little tags. You can see like a shelf with guns and stuff. And the big guys open the door and they look at you and they say, are you carrying any visible weapons? I should say.
Sophia she actually has 2 guns. She has her fast draw revolver on her hip. She has a single shot Derringer in her boot, but she'll grab the revolver from her hip since that's readily seen, and hand it over without a fuss.
Okay. Yeah, the young girl there, she asks you for a name. Actually, she just writes a number on it. She writes a number on it, tears it in half, and gives it to you, and then puts it on the pistol and puts it on her shelf. And then the men kind of nod, and they just open the door. And as soon as you open, you can hear the music kind of coming in. There's like chandeliers with the oil lamps running and stuff. You can see a long bar with people all lined up against it. There's like balconies and girls dancing. There's like no less than 30 women in here dancing with probably double that many, well, not all at once, obviously, double that many men drinking and gambling at the tables, and like I say, music playing and stuff. And you can see people going up and down the stairs into the rooms above.
Okay, she'll see if she can find a group of women who aren't dancing. Maybe they're just kind of talking amongst themselves.
Okay, yeah. The women who are kind of like not with men are mostly like up on the balcony, so you have to walk up the stairs to get to them.
Okay. She'll order a beer first.
Okay, yeah. You go up to the bar. There's a really well dressed bartender, oiled mustache kind of thing. Probably in his like late 40s, early 50s, but looking very trim and shaved, except for the beautiful mustache and everything. And he winks and he fills up a beer and slides it over to you.
She slams a coin on the on the bar,
He takes it, slides it into his
and
thing.
she'll take the beer and start heading upstairs.
Okay, yeah. So you start towards the stairs, and when you do, you get close. Like a woman, an older woman, steps out, and she says, "You might be going the wrong way there, honey, unless you're looking for work."
I was looking more for information.
Oh, information we got. What you need? She smiles big.
Well, rumor has it that a man came through here a couple years ago. Ah, crap. I lost my notes. I accidentally deleted my notes. But Sophia would know the name. What was his name?
Jones.
Jones, yes. Fellow by the name of Jones. And rumor has it that he's been spotted around here again.
Well, lots of men named Jones around here. Some of them ain't really named Jones, if you know what I mean. Especially the married ones.
I know what you mean. And she'll take out a coin. And she'll say, you know, but I'm pretty sure that this fella really is named Jones.
Oh, well then. She doesn't like put out her hand or anything. She just looks at you. And you're looking for this man?
Yeah. I got a score to settle, if you know what I mean.
Oh, she raises her eyebrow. She kind of looks you up and down, and she says, Jones is a dangerous man. Lots of girls got a score to settle with him, but they, you know, take the smart way and take that score somewhere else. He got you in a bad way?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a very smart woman.
Let's see. Well, they do say he's been through here, or that's what they're talking about. She points over at the bartender. She says, Lawrence over there said he saw him 2 days ago. Kicked him out of here quick as he could. And strangely enough, boy ended up dead outside of town. I don't think that's a coincidence. But if you got more than what you're showing me there, and you think you could take care of Jones, that'd be doing God's work, that's for sure.
Sophia has a total of $2 right now, so she says, well, how much would it take to know where to learn where Jones is, do you think?
She looks at you, she says, oh no, you're reading me wrong. I don't want your money. I want him dead.
Right. Well, I got that.
But it's going to take more than a pretty face to do that. She looks down and she sees your empty gun belt. She says, I don't want to see a girl like you dead in the streets. I hope you're not by yourself. Maybe go over to the Shiny Pony, find yourself a couple cowboys to help you out. But be careful.
I understand. Well, thank you for all your help. And Sophia will give her a hug and pass her a buck or so.
She doesn't take it.
Okay, well, yeah. I was just trying. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, you would recognize this woman's. She's wearing like a $300 dress.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So she's like the madam, basically.
So I understand.
You probably get that vibe after you get the. Yeah, she just.
Okay.
But yeah, right. She embraces you, and assuming that you don't try to go back up the stairs, then she just kind of steps back into the shadows again.
All right, sounds good. Sophia will just head to the bar and wait for the others to get there. When they do, she'll take time to look around. lay the
All right,
groundwork.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you sit down at the bar and drink your beer, and yeah, outside, Jeremy, you see John approaching.
Yeah,
As
when
Billy Jack's.
John comes walking up, he looks at him and he goes, "Well, hope you got your prayers. Here, treat you to a glass of the best whiskey you ever had."
Well, you gonna share some with me?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy us a whole bottle. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the best you ever had.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Well, it seems like the preacher over there gave me a name. Says that one of
Well,
the.
well, let's wait till we get in here and get us a little table in the corner before we start business. Now, we don't want these boys to wonder what's going on out here.
Yep, you got a good head on your shoulder, Jeremy. I'll just follow your lead.
Jeremy's gonna turn and just barge right in. I mean, not make a grand appearance, but he's just gonna walk in, like he's been there before, and just walk straight in.
Nice. Yeah, you push the they go back and forth. A couple people look up, but it's one of those places where they don't look too long in your face. They just kind of look up and they look back down at what they're doing. The barkeep
Is it
looks
pretty
up and he
crowded?
there's maybe a dozen men in here currently, so it's not super crowded. It could probably take at least 3 times that many. You do see
Okay,
though that
good.
you do see that there's like a like doors open in the back, and you can hear people outside, like making a ruckus as well.
He's gonna walk up to the bar and go, "Evening, barkeep. You got a bottle of you got a cheap sipping whiskey?"
Oh yeah, I got the best stuff in the house. He puts it up on the bar. He
Well,
says
how much?
$10.
How much is that? $10 for the whole bottle? Well, see, my friend over here, he's mighty thirsty, but uh, well, I got about 7 I could give you.
You could take your 7 over there and gamble a bit.
Oh, I'm not any good at throwing them cards around now. That takes a experienced man to do that.
Well, if it be gambling, I'm willing.
He's gonna kick John in the shin.
Your friend there ain't got no money.
Well, John, you got any money you wanna divvy up? I mean, you said you was pretty thirsty from the trail.
Well, you did say that it was the best whiskey though we'll find in this town. Why not? And he pulls out like $3 to make it 10.
Well, there you go, barkeep.
He smiles and he says, "Glasses are on the house," and he puts up 2 glasses on the thing and slides you over the $2 value bottle of whiskey for he charges $10 for. And
Yeah, we'll go find us a table, quiet table somewhere, and just have a seat. And
okay.
I'm just gonna kind of sit there. I want to eye every one I can see and see if anybody comes anywhere close to matching the description of Jones that come in or out.
Okay. Do you want to sit so you can see what's going on in the backyard too, or just the guys inside?
Probably just inside for right now.
Okay. Yes, you get yourself a space in the corner, and you're kind of facing the front door more or less. And you're eyeballing these people. I mean, there's a lot of kind of rough-looking guys. Nobody that seems exactly to match. Like you see a couple guys with beards, but none of them have really long beards, and none of them have any gray in it.
Yep, I'll just continue to watch and order. Well, John, how'd it go with the man of the cloth? I mean, did he give you any information we can use?
Just a couple. I don't know how pertinent the information is, but one of the boys named Neil is dead, and I'm told that he's one of Jones's boys. And I also got his mama's name, Peggy Sue.
Well, that's a start. Did he say how long ago Neil come up murdered?
If I recall, I think he said it wasn't too long ago.
Hmm. Well, that's a good deal getting that woman's name. Maybe that'll help us out. Have another
Anyway,
shot here. We'll just keep eye on everybody and see if anybody happens to come in and look like Jones. I don't think he'll come to this kind of establishment, but you never know if he's trying to hide out.
for sure. He takes that little shot of whiskey and gulps it. But instead of being able to hold his liquor like a cool dude, he's like, and he puts it down.
See, I told you it'd be the best shot you ever had.
Oh, he clears his throat.
Nice. All right, so you hang out for a little bit longer. The people that were making a ruckus in the back come in. They seem to be slapping one guy on the back. They seem to be joking and stuff about how he took care of that fella. You know, and you get the sense that like he's like holding his bloody hand, like there was a fist fighters on outside, and about 8 more guys come in, and they sit around a table and they start ordering drinks again, and they seem to be quite drunk and they're being noisy.
Well, I think that's the kind of men we probably don't want to mess with tonight, John.
I reckon you're right. And he takes out his cigar and starts smoking.
Okay. Did you want to? What was your destination, Billy Jack?
He was going to Sophia's to try to find Doc Thompson.
Okay. Sorry, you did say that, and I forgot. Okay, so yes, you come into Sophia's some few minutes after after Sophie. They same thing. If you have any visible weapons, they ask you for them.
Yep. Billy Jack's ready for that because the deputy Derek had told him. So he has his rifle ready, and he just hands it on over. Here you go. You want the knife too?
No, they don't take your knife.
Okay. He gets his tag and he asks, "Is Doc Thompson around tonight? Have you seen Doc Thompson? I'm not feeling so well. I need to see the doctor."
Oh yeah, sure. One of the guys kind of calls in to one of the girls, and she comes over. He was dancing with the guy. The guy looks a little upset that she walked away, but he tells her, take him over to the dock. I don't want him getting sick on the ground here.
No,
No offense,
don't worry
buddy,
about
any kind of
that.
dispatch in the back.
Nope, that's fine. So are we leaving the building or we're still in the building?
No, she brings you just pretty much straight across the floor.
Okay,
Under the balconies, there's like a hallway in the back where you can see there's like a little area. You can see there's 2 doors that kind of go out into an open courtyard where clearly men just come and like pee against the wall. So it's basically the bathroom. And then through that courtyard, it goes, there's like almost like a smaller building inside the courtyard, and that's the doctor's office. She goes, she tells you, she walks you up to it and turns around and runs back, hoping not to have lost out on her.
Yep. Thank you, darling. Appreciate it. I'll knock on the door.
Yep. All right. Yeah. You knock on the door, an old man answers. He says, "Hey there. How can I help you?"
Are you Doc Thompson?
I am.
Doc,
he seems to be squinting, like he's having trouble seeing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to come in here where there's more light, Doc? I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause you no ruckus.
Yeah. Come on in. He kind of steps to the side, and you can see that he's got like his table there that he helps people with like the instruments and stuff, and then he's got like a little desk, and sitting on the desk is an open bottle of whiskey. He kind of sits down on the edge of the desk and he looks at you and he says, "You don't look like you've been shot up."
No, my name's Williamson, Jack Williamson, Doc. I came over here. I haven't been feeling real good, but I can't. You've been around this town for a while, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I was here before this building was even built. Used to be there was just a church and a bunch of tents out here.
No, yep. And then the gold came, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I got this awful bad back. You got anything you can give me for my back, Doc? Got any
I got some cream here, a little rub. It's some lard mixed with some of the herbs and stuff they got growing out here, and also a little bit of cocaine. Make you feel real good.
That sounds great. What do I owe you for a thing of that?
Oh, let's see.
There,
it's
elixir.
like looking around. He's like flipping. He starts
That
flipping through his book.
style up there.
You said you were with the town?
No, I'm just coming into town. I hear some strange things about this town, though. Heard about some teenagers being killed in this town around
Oh,
these parts.
yeah. Some bad news there. Peggy Sue's boy got himself shot up. I don't know what he was doing out there so late at night. You know, when to go out by the rivers at night.
I heard it's outside the marshal's jurisdiction, though. That's what Deputy Derek told me.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, off Main Street, you're outside that marshal's jurisdiction. You ask me. He opens up a drawer ledger. He says, $2 for that. And he gives you like this little like jar.
Okay, I'll
It smells
take the jar.
it smells sweet.
Yeah, I'll give him $2. And Doc, I can't help but asking. Sometimes I'm too curious for my own good, but you know it ain't right for young men just coming into adulthood to be gunned down. And like I say, I know both you and Deputy Derek mentioned this, Neil, but the rumors I heard in some of the trading posts as I was passing through this area were that Neil's not the only one that's died recently. Heard a number of kin have been dying, and that just don't sound right to me. You would think your marshal would be trying to handle that.
Well, it's a big territory. I don't fault a man for being cautious, I guess. They say that there's a murderer on the loose.
Is anything being done to protect any of their kin that are still around?
Well, that boy was the only boy from Peggy Sue.
You think that murder is done now? But back east, they don't tend to stop, if you know what I mean.
I'm not one to spread rumors. And he kind of reaches back and picks up his bottle and takes another drink. And then he pours one and he kind of offers it to you.
And I'll take it. Thank you, Doc. To your health.
Yes. Do you believe in the devil?
I do. I believe in the evil that men do as well, though, Doc.
The girls talk when they come in here. Maybe they got nobody else to talk to. I don't know. But they've been saying they think it's this man Jones. He ain't a good fella. He got kin from here to who knows where. At least 3 more down in the valley down there. And no, ain't nobody doing anything about it. You know, children of these women, they don't get treated the same as other children. It ain't fair. He takes another drink.
I know that's right, Doc. Listen, if somebody was to be able to do something about this, to help those other 3 kids in the valley get this Jones, is there anything you could tell me that would help them?
Well, he kind of stares at you again. He says, well, from what I know, there's 3 children. One over there in Blackwater, one down in Silver Run, one in West Left Field. Maybe let them know. But from what I heard, Peggy Sue found out some weeks ago that there might be something up. And young Neil didn't want to leave. So, you know, children don't want to leave their mamas.
No, and you know, children shouldn't have to. I'm just thinking if somebody could be there to protect, be around those children, they might be able to get this Jones fella before he can do any more damage.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would be a good thing.
Do you know what this Jones looks like? Could you describe him so I'd be able to recognize him, where I could pass it on to somebody that could recognize him?
Yeah. He's kind of looks at you. Says, he's like average height, build, long beard, gray in it. He's got a scar down his back, but that ain't gonna be much visible. He got in a big fight when he was here, some 15 years ago. Man cut him right down the back. That didn't stop Jones from strangling that man, taking his life. Also,
Yeah.
one of his eyes is green and the other one is blue.
So this Jones likes to work with his hands, does he?
Oh, yeah.
Enjoys it. They're the worst kind. Doc, I appreciate all this. I appreciate you taking care of these girls in town like this. Oftentimes they get left and have no one to care for them. If this talk we had kind of stays between us, that might be the best for now, Doc. If you know what I mean.
He nods. He says, you look to be a good sort, but I didn't see you.
I appreciate that. Doc, you take care of yourself. You take care of these girls. I'll see what I can do to take care of these kids.
Okay. He nods and he takes another sip of his drink, kind of turns around, to get back into his position. He was clearly like sleeping in his chair.
Yep. Yeah, and
As
Jack
people
will
do in
see himself
Westerns.
out. Yep.
Yeah, and you walk past, there's a couple guys out there relieving themselves in this like kind of interior, exterior part. There's probably a name for that, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like a courtyard, I guess we do it. You walk in, back in, you hear the music playing. There's people there. You see Sophia at the bar, having a drink.
Okay, I will not make eye contact with her.
Okay.
I think what I'm going to do is I'll go maybe on the other end of the bar because we had said 2 hours. Is what John said, and maybe might be lucky if I've spent an hour so far. So I reckon I'll go to the other end of the bar away from Sophia, get a drink of my own, just order a beer. And,
Okay, perfect.
And kill some time until we need to go out and meet in front of the church.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's a busy place. You are not harassed by anybody unless you want to interact with somebody. They'll feed you beers as long as you're drinking. They don't mind. But the girls are not desperate for work, so none of them kind of approach you unless you go to them, for dances and stuff. Did you want to do anything else while you were there, Sophia? Or are we going to just sort of jump forward?
No, I can't think of anything. Sophia's not very experienced at this, so
Okay.
she doesn't really know what else to do right now.
Makes sense. If you think something, just jump in. Okay, back at the Shiny Pony. These guys, again, they're making a ruckus. Eventually, they kind of calm down. They're drinking. None of them, they all seem rough. None of them seem to be exactly what you've heard of as far as the look of Jones. Did you want to do anything?
Jeremy's going to look over at John and go, well, let's stay here just a moment, then it'll be time for us to go. And he takes the bottle and corks it back. It's probably still about 3/4 full. And he walks back up to the barkeep and he goes, well, barkeep, my friend, he thought he was in a drinking mood when we come in here. It doesn't appear he was in too much of a drinking mood. So why don't you put that back on the shelf and, you could probably sell some more shots out of that and make a little bit more money to go on that $10 that we gave you. But how's the prospecting been going? I hear there's quite a bit of gold being found. In fact, I'm kind of in town looking for an old acquaintance of mine. He was supposed to come in here to kind of look out some places to get a crew on. And I'll start describing Jones to him and see how he reacts and if he says he's seen them or not.
Okay, yeah. So, at first he seems interested. He's a prospector, because he clearly makes his money from these guys coming in. And as you start to describe Jones, you can see that he kind of you can see he starts fiddling with his hands a little bit, and he kind of looks down a little bit, and he says, I think maybe it might be a good idea for you to move on. This town might not be a place for you, if you know what I mean.
Well, I guess barkeep, I really don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I've been a well-traveled man. I mean, I've always taken care of myself. I mean, you saying there's trouble here that maybe I shouldn't get into then.
Sounds to me like you might be involved with the kind of person we don't want around here. Kind of person that might have been here and ain't here no more. He done his
Well,
business.
well, I hate that because he may be a different man than the man I used to know then. I'm glad you told me that. Maybe I should cut all ties with him then.
That's probably a good idea. You might want to turn around and go get back east. 'Cause he went west and you don't want to meet him.
Well, before I go back east, I need a good bath. I guess the hotel down the street here is probably the best place to get one.
Well, we got baths here if you got 50 cents. I mean, we change the water once a week. Today's what, Friday? It shouldn't be too bad. Most men come in on Saturday for a bath.
Well, them boys over at that table that's curing on a ruckus, I bet have they been in it?
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't need any of that badness to wear off on me. That's the bad. Yeah, I got to stay good.
All right. Well, bath's gonna cost twice as much over at the hotel, but I guess you get the fancy soap.
Well,
And he actually
maybe I
takes a
don't.
swig of the bottle that you put on his thing. He just drinks it himself.
And save some of that barkeep now, because you need to sell it to the next man that comes in here. That's pretty good whiskey, but we may be back before we go back east. Thank you much.
Yep.
And
You could see as you kind of walk away that you kind of realize too that he had put his hand down under the counter, and he kind of leaves it there until you sit down.
Jeremy's gonna nod at John or wink at him, whatever, and just continue to walk out back out on the street. So give John a nod. It's time to leave.
Yeah, John looks around. He takes a big puff of cigar, puts it down on the table, and puts his fingers between his pant seams and starts walking out like a good old cowboy.
Yeah,
Nice.
Jeremy will start walking down to the front of the church, and when John catches up with him, he's going to say, "Well, I mentioned to the barkeep about our old buddy we're looking for, and I told him he was an old prospecting buddy of mine. And I can tell you one thing: the Jones fellow is not well liked around here. He pretty much told me that I need to head back east if I was a friend of his."
Well, from what I could gather, he's the one that shot up his boy, Neil, so I can imagine why that is so.
That's what I say. If we find old Jonesy, I don't think there'll be anybody who's going to miss him. Let's put it that way.
hmm I wonder what good old Jack and Sophie found out.
Well, look who's walking up the street right now, as bright as the sunshine.
There you go. Perfect cue. So, assuming that when the 2 hours is up, you guys head out, Jack and Sophie.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys can conglomerate by the church as planned.
Well, were y'all successful? Everybody find out some good info
Well,
on this?
well, just a couple of things. I found out that a boy named Neil, who was a scion of Jones, got shot up and died. He's buried outside the town. His mama's name is Peggy.
Yeah, he was killed in the gold pan area outside of town, outside the marshal's jurisdiction, is what the deputy told me.
I see.
The girls, according to the doc who takes care of the girls, said the girls know it's Jones, and he has 3 more kids out in the valley, one in Blackwater, one in Silver Run, and one in West Left Field. They want to. I don't know if Jones is still around here. I didn't see him, but if he's after his kids, we know where he's going.
Did a bartender tell you where Jones went, Jeremy?
The barkeeper said he ain't been seen around here. About all I found out there, Jack and Sophia, was that Jones is not well liked around here. They pretty much, I think if they see him again, that they're either going to run him out of town or hang him from a rope.
I thought I heard him say that he was riding west, and that he was suggesting that we head east if we don't want to meet up with him.
Well, that's what he told me. He did say that Jones probably went west, and probably best for me to head back east.
Mm.
Now,
Now,
I'd be. Go ahead, John.
oh, well, thanks. Now, where are these three towns that you mentioned? Blackwater, Silver Run, and Westfield. Which one's the closest from here?
At a game, are we familiar with these towns? Where?
Yeah, you have a general idea of what's around here. They're all about, you could get a hard day's ride. We bring you to any of them. They're kind of spread out, but they're, equidistant as far as, they're not exactly the same distance away, but they're about a day's ride each. They kind of spread out. They all go west, but one's kind of directly west, one's like northwest, one's southwest. So they kind of go out, and they go into like this large valley area. And you do know a bit about them. The town of Blackwater is kind of a small, rough town. It's just like one of those little tiny towns that people just pass through and stay at a couple days or whatever. It's if tiny, one hotel, one trading post, like a one building town kind of place. It does have a brothel. The town of Silver Run is built around a silver mine, and that's a very wealthy town, and it's large. And West Leftfield is kind of a central location for a farming community. So you've got like prospectors and miners and stuff that go out into the wilderness are what make up Blackwater. Silver Run are people that either they work for a larger company that owns the silver mine, or they do support for that kind of stuff. And West Leftfield is farmers, basically.
Well, from what I can reckon, Blackwater seems to be small enough and out of the way to for a fella that's got ill things in his mind.
Yep, I agree. I think Blackwater is our most likely first place to stop. By the way, the doc said that in addition to what we knew about Jones, one of his eyes is green, one is blue, and he likes to use his hands when he hurts people. So if you come up on him, be careful.
Did he speak of? Oh, go right ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I agree with you too. I think that maybe he's probably going to start out one of these smaller towns, because he goes to that silver town and it's got a lot more people and probably a lot more law there that interfere with what he's up to. So yeah, I agree with y'all. We should start at one of them smaller ones first.
Right, and the farming community is more likely to look out for each other than a rough town. So,
Right.
More
But-
good whiskey for you, John.
Oh, not another one. But do we know anything about his posse? Does he ride alone?
I haven't heard anything about any associates. Sophia, did you learn anything about any of that?
You guys learned pretty much as I did. The only thing I learned is that the women around here really don't like Jones. They want him dead.
Well, we'll be doing them a favor.
But I
Well, there are
understand.
four of us. So I reckon if we run across him, riding all by himself, we have a better chance of surviving.
Well, we might as well start with the roughest town first then.
Yep.
Okay.
Giddy up.
It's nice. Well, it's nighttime. It's probably wise for you to stay overnight somewhere. You could either stay at the nicer hotel or you could stay at the Shiny Pony. Either place is fine. The nicer hotel is $2. The Shiny Pony is 50 cents. But the Shiny Pony, you just get a cot in a room with a bunch of people, where the nice hotel, you actually get a room.
Well, I can't afford a nice room like that, so Jack's gonna have to stay in the Shiny Pony.
Well, I'd go back there with you, but I don't really think they want to see my face again.
Well, less than they'll let us bunk up in a room and share one. I don't mind sleeping on the ground. I got my bedroll.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think I'm gonna head over to the brothel. And John goes up there to the brothel in hopes of finding Peggy.
Okay. You're gonna try to like get like her to alone, like basically hire her, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. What about everybody else? I mean, you can always sleep out in the
Jeremy,
field,
I
I guess, if you
think
want to.
he'll go to the hotel, the nice hotel, I guess, because he wants to clean up.
Okay.
Sophia will go to the nice hotel. She'll get her own room because she doesn't want to share it with a bunch of guys.
She just left. Billy Jack has to go stay at the Shiny Pony because doesn't have any money left.
Nope.
Sorry, Billy Jack.
It's
All
fine.
right, yeah. So
He
it's
can go sleep in the field. Don't matter.
okay. You can definitely do that. You can sleep under the stars. It's pretty safe in this general area. Well, except for the murder that just happened. So yeah, bath is $1.
I'll be broke here pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So yeah, deluxe hotel is $2 per night. That was good. I was guessing on that. That was right. Oh, actually, it's only 25 cents at the Sleazy Hotel. So I was just all right.
It's
You
just
can sleep
whiskey
under the
that's
stars.
expensive.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, they're taking advantage because it's a mining town. So yeah, because it's a one shot, I'm not going to have anything attack you if you sleep in the field. So if you want to do that, you're good. We don't have time for that kind of stuff. No, but it's pretty safe around here. So if you want to sleep under the moonlight, that's also fine.
No, well, no, he'll go to the Sleazy Motel. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. I mean, however you want to do it. All right, so you want to try to see Peggy? Yeah, you could definitely do that. You weren't with anybody else, so they don't suspect anything. If you just go in there and ask for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're brought up the stairs, to the second floor, and then actually up to the third floor, where there's a really nice room, and she's in there. She's in her like late 30s, so pretty young considering the time frame of all this, she awaits you. I'm not going to get into anything deeper than that, but I guess you probably aren't there for that. So yeah, if you come into the room, she's like, hey there.
Yeah. Says, "Well, have a seat. I just want some company for the evening." And he sits down at the table. Share some drinks.
All right, yeah. So she kind of hesitates and steps over, and she says, "I can play the harpsichord for you."
Well, I just want to talk. Riding out here in the West, you don't see a lot of. There ain't no opportunity to have some company.
Oh,
And he
that's
pours-
true. And I
and
love
he
talking
pours-
to you cowboys. It's my favorite thing to do.
He pours her a cup, and then he sits back. Says, "I heard that heard from the folks that you lost a loved one recently, and I thought you could take a night off from all the ruckus."
And she eyes you suspiciously. She says, "What are you playing at?"
Well, I heard that some evil befell on your kin. Neil was his name.
Yeah, you can see that she's like starts a little bit. Her eyes are getting glossy, but she's holding her composure.
Well, I can tell you that you ain't the only one who's lost a loved one. And I've been brought out here on behalf of those folks who's lost their loved ones. And I have a reason to believe that Jones is behind this murder.
She kind of looks at you and she kind of stares hard for a second. Her lips tremble a little bit, and she says, "Oh, I have more than the suspicion. He told me he was going to do it."
I see. Well, tell me a little bit about what kind of man this Jones is. Does he have a posse?
Jones don't have many friends. Only cold hard steel and money.
Money too.
But he
I
ain't the
see.
one to meet you in the street on a fair duel. He done shot my boy through the head in the dark by a stream when he was unarmed. That's the kind of man he is.
You have any idea why he's been after his own blood?
He didn't say. He just said that the time had come. He was going to take back what he put on this earth. But it weren't just him that put it on him on the earth. He didn't take care of that boy. That was my boy. Murderous son of a bitch.
Well, if it's any consolation, ma'am, I'm gonna make sure that the son of a bitch doesn't live too long.
I tried to send a letter out down to the girls that I know he has been with in the past, but they refused to take my letter out in West Leftfield. Hillary said she didn't even know who I was. Sent it back.
I see. Do you have the names of any other women?
Yeah. Donna. In Silver Run. And Janice. In Blackwater.
I see.
And then she also names off like 4 or 5 other people, but they're from the other towns, so people with because she doesn't know about the murders. So, but you of course know about this. But so when she says the names, you recognize that there are people who have been killed. You know,
Yeah.
whether or not you tell her is whatever, but she names them off as well.
Well, this ain't much, but I hope you take a good night off and get yourself some rest and have a little more chance to grieve. And he gives her, $5.
Okay, yeah, she takes it.
And he takes a rest, and in the morning he rejoins his fellows.
Okay, yeah, it's a very nice bed. Yep, good.
Daniel, when we head into the hotel and everything,
Mhm.
and like we're there together, I would like to see that lady that I was talking to earlier, and I'm just gonna kind of give her a nod because she'll see me with company this time.
Oh, okay, the madam. Okay,
Yeah,
so you do all go in together.
I mean, if we're not, then I won't do it. But if we are,
Oh, I'm just asking. Yeah.
I was going to go in like, kind of halfway separate, or at least just with John. Not, I wasn't going to make it obvious that I'm with y'all. No.
okay. Well, then never mind.
Okay. But yeah, you can, if you nod to her or whatever, she nods to you, and I understand why you were doing it, but she doesn't, she addresses you and stuff. She doesn't approach you unless you say something to her. Cool. And Jeremy, you're going to get a bath. Everybody's getting their rooms. Does anybody else want to do anything tonight?
No, Jeremy's just going to clean up. He can't, of course, get a haircut or shave and all that. But after he gets out of his bath and his nightly ritual, he pulls out of his backpack, or his not his backpack, his saddlebags. He pulls a notepad and he opens it up, and you see he starts sketching with a wooden pencil that he sharpens. He sits there and he sketches him and John sitting inside the pony, the shiny pony, and he draws the barkeep and all that. Kind of keeps keeping a journal, probably of his travels.
Nice. How about Billy Jack? Anything else that you want to do, or just going to crash?
No, he's just gonna crash. He's kind of poor. He can't really afford to do much else.
The morning comes. The place is, again, there's a lot of gold pan people. Some of them Some of them, the more prosperous ones, don't bother getting up in the morning because they've got their money right now, right? And some of the less prosperous ones are so drunk to do anything. So kind of when you're when you get up in the morning and have some chow to hit the road, you see some, several drunks kind of wandering their way down towards the river, where all the little streams that come in, the tributaries come in, where they're panning for the gold and such. And there is kind of one road that heads west, and then that splits off to go to the three different towns. And of course, there's a road that goes east as well. So, what is the plan?
I think we're heading to Blackwater.
Okay.
Unless anybody changed their mind overnight.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. You ride to Blackwater. It takes basically most of the day. You're heading out. That's to the southwest, out across rough ground. It's brush and whatnot, but you're not too worried about it. You have canteens, and you also are on a road, so you're not worried about getting lost or anything. Near the end of the day, you see exactly as described, basically what is effectively, it's not literally one building, but it's basically a one building town. It's you can see it actually has it's like one building, and it's got, the inn across the middle of it, and then you see the shop with the hard goods, and then there's like a sheriff / doctor / everything else kind of right next to it, and then there's a few other shacks, like outlaying shacks, and you do actually see here what is effectively a tent city. You see a whole bunch of like semi-permanent structures that are tents or like half built up cabins and stuff that are kind of scattered all around as you kind of ride in. This town, you can actually, probably as you're coming towards the end of the day, you actually do see some people coming out of the hills with donkeys, and not like groups of people. You see maybe like one or two people coming out of the hills with like donkeys laden with picks and that kind of stuff. Like they go off into the hillside here, and they do the other kind of looking for gold kind of thing as you kind of pull into town. There is no stable, but you can just throw your little strap of the horse across the thing in front of the inn if you'd like.
So last night with Peggy, I learned a few things about this Jones. I'm told that the lady here in Blackwater, her name is Janice. And
All right.
also, oh, go right ahead.
No. It's good. Go on.
Yeah, and I'm told that he usually rides alone, but he's got a lot of money, so I reckon if he were to find out that he's being hunted, he could probably spend some of his money to hire some posse against us.
Well, I don't reckon he's going to hire any help. He seems like one of these lone wolf characters that. Do we know how old the child is here?
I reckon it's about 16 years.
Yeah, I don't know how old the yeah, they're all about the same age, I think. But
Well, you would know, just to interrupt, the ones that have been killed have ranged anywhere from like 11 or 12 to about 16 or 17, because his gallivanting or whatever started around the time that about 20 years ago. So maybe his first children were born maybe 16, 17 years ago. But there have been children as young as 11 and 12.
Well, I don't think he's going to show his face much in public either. I don't imagine. I don't know where to start here. Y'all have any ideas?
maybe find Janice. She'll know where her child is. Once we find the target, then.
Well, I reckon that we could talk to Janice. She's liable to be one of the ladies of the night. And we could go from there. I'm also told that this fella, Jones, is a sneaky fella. that would like to ambush folks. So I would say we'd best be on the lookout for any sign of skullduggery.
All right. Well, looks like there's only one brothel in this town, so kind of narrows it down.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you all want to ride in together? What's your plan? I mean, there's definitely different entrances to go to, but it's literally like a strip. Make it imagine like a strip mall, right? It's like one building that has everything in it. So, did you want to like show up at different times? Do you want to show up together? Do you want to all go into the same place? Like, what's the general plan here?
Well, do we want Sophia to try to find Janice initially? Do we think that she's more likely to trust Sophia, or I'm not as worried about not being, not being known as, or each ride in separately, but we sure could each ride in half an hour apart or whatever.
I reckon so. If Sophia were to ride in there and talk to Janice, we could ride in there a little later and act like we're just here to have some good time or enjoy the drinks.
The plus, if at least we're not all known to be together, is if he goes to backstab somebody, backshoot somebody, dry gulch somebody, then he won't see us coming if he doesn't know we're together.
I agree.
Most certainly.
Okay, so you're going to stagger your arrival. Sophia going in first. Is assuming that's okay with Crystal. You're heading in first, Crystal. So you ride into this town, and again, there's definitely a road that goes through it, but you can see it's really broken at this point. Like it's more like a wide trail that kind of narrows down a bit as it gets closer. There's this large strip mall type building, and in the center parts is like but it's like painted, faded and stuff. And you do see what is effectively the sheriff/jail, kind of next to it. And like I said, like a dry goods or hard goods place on the other side of it. The rest of the places look like it's like almost like a tent city. And you can actually see, as I said, people are coming in from wherever they were at, and you can see them like unpacking their mules or whatever, and like getting into tents and stuff. And you can see fires being lit to cook food or whatever they do out in the kind of the outskirts.
All right. Well, Sophia is gonna head into the main part of town.
Okay.
And is there like a saloon or an inn or anything?
Well, yeah, there's the inn in the center, yeah.
Okay.
Which is also basically a saloon, yeah.
Okay, so she'll head over there first.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of jump off your horse and you go in. It's got the swingy doors, kind of like the Shiny Pony. And this place is not huge. It's maybe like 10 tables. So it's not tiny either. It's got a little bar off to the side. There are like 4 women in here that are dressed probably not as cow folks. They're probably the women of the night. There's an old man bartender behind the bar. And hanging behind the bar, you see a scattergun. And you see a young girl, maybe 12 years old. She seems to be serving drinks, like walking around serving people that are at tables. There's maybe a dozen people in here, occupying like 4 of the tables. And they're kind of spread out from each other. Nobody's gambling. They seem to be drinking, and you can smell food, and it seems like they're eating.
All right, Sophia will head over to the bar, and she'll order a beer first.
Okay.
And
Go ahead, sorry.
oh, and then when the bartender brings her beer or whatever, she'll say, "Hey, barkeep, I'm looking for an old friend of mine. Her name is Janice, if I remember correctly."
Yeah, so he comes over with the beer, and he pours it for you, and he comes over. And yes, oh, hey there, old friend of yours, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How old? Eyeballs you.
Oh, we met some years back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when I was passing through. I thought I would just say hello to her while I'm passing through again.
I see. I see. Kind of bites his lip. He says, "Hey there, Selma. Go get your mama." And the young girl that was serving tables kind of stops what she's doing and looks up and then kind of puts down what she had and she runs up. And this is a one-story building. She just like runs it through the back and through a door. And then he kind of he says, "I don't remember seeing you a few years ago, though. It was here. You sure you seen her?"
I'm pretty sure it was here. You know, it was a couple years back, so it may be hard to remember about that far back. You know how it is.
I see. Yeah. My memory's not so great either, but I do know that some 3 days ago I got a letter from Janice, and she ain't got a letter in some 10 years. Now all of a sudden an old friend shows up. What's going on here?
What a coincidence.
You the one that sent that letter?
Wasn't me?
Yeah. I see. Well, Janice don't know her letters, so she couldn't have read it anyways. And he kind of stares at you looking for a reaction. And if you don't react, then he says, "But I read it to her, don't you worry. And she's safe here. Ain't nobody coming into Blackwater messing around." And he kind of like goes like this. You see the old scatter gun hanging up on the wall.
Oh, I believe you. I wouldn't want to mess around in a place like this.
Mm-hmm.
Has out of character, has Jones been known to kill daughters as well, or has it only been sons?
Everyone that's died so far has been a boy.
Okay. Hmm. All right.
Yeah. So the girl comes running back out, and shortly behind follows a woman. She's maybe like 40-ish, and it seems like maybe she was sleeping, but she kind of pulls around her like a nice shawl, and she's looking around, looking for somebody that she recognizes, and she's like, "Marvin, who here looking for me?"
Sophia's gonna kind of wave to her, act like she knows her.
Nice.
And be like, "Janice, it's been so long since I last saw you."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm sorry, I don't quite remember your name.
Sophia.
See. And more importantly, what's your husband's name? And you see her kind of step back.
Billy. But
Listen
that's
here,
not why I'm here.
you know they come here on their own accord. That has nothing to do with us.
No, that's not why I'm here.
And you hear some movement behind you, and the old man pulls down the scatter gun.
Great.
He's like, I don't want no trouble here. Listen, those boys come in here. It's their own thing. We don't force them.
Told you that's not why I'm here. Look. And she's gonna like very slowly like take her gun and put it up on the counter. And keep that as long as I'm here.
Okay, what is it that you want then? And a lot of the people are staring at the tables, kind of whispering.
Truth is, we have reason to believe that you might be in danger. Well, that your kid might be in danger.
The girl moves closer and kind of hugs around her mother's midsection. What does she mean? Ain't nobody in danger here.
You know
what you know about danger?
Do you know I guess I'll just spell it now. You know a man by the name of Jones?
You get that, like all the whispering in the place, everybody goes quiet. And you hear like some forks and stuff hit the plates. That man ain't coming around here. He ain't coming around here in a long time. And she
Well-
says, Selma, you go in the back. And the little girl kind of goes into...
Well, he passed through a town near here a few days ago. Did some awful things.
And people start whispering again. And at this point, who's coming in next? Volunteers?
Don't matter.
Okay.
Billy Jack can come in next.
All right. So, Billy Jack, you hear, this conversation going on pretty loudly. And I guess if you look through the window inside, you can see that there's an old man with a scatter gun pointed at the back of Sophia. Mm-hmm. Sophia's pistol's on the counter. She's having a fairly large conversation because they're across the room from each other with a woman. And you see people at tables kind of whispering and chattering and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Billy Jack's gonna come in. He's gonna have his rifle in his hand, kind of like you see in his profile picture there, and he's gonna tell the barkeep, "There ain't no need for no violence. Why don't you lower that scatter gun you got pointed at that young lady's back there?"
Oh, what he kind of? What do you?
She ain't gonna hurt you.
Hold on now. No, you know what to come to my establishment telling me what to do? How do we know you ain't with this Jones?
I ain't with no Jones, but I ain't down for you back shooting no woman either.
It'd be really weird for us to come in here to warn you about Jones if we were with Jones. By the way, that's Billy.
I see.
So as you can see, nothing weird. We're not here to hurt no one. We're here to warn people. We don't want nobody getting hurt. That's why we're here.
Yeah, Janice kind of looks at you and she says, Marvin, put that gun away. You come in the back, but leave your gun there maybe. And she turns around and walks into the back.
As soon as Marvin lowers the shotgun, Billy Jack will lower the rifle.
Yeah, he does. He kind of drops it down.
Yeah. Billy Jack won't leave his rifle up front though, but he'll. So we're gonna. All we want to do is make sure that this violence doesn't come to your town, Marvin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got the the scatter gun like down, but like low. He says, "Well, there don't need to be any violence here. That's for sure." And then he looks over at the people that are eating. He's like, "What do y'all stop eating for? Start eating. You didn't get sitting here for free." And then they get all startled. They start eating. And he says, "Why don't you have yourself a drink, Mister?"
Yeah, I'm not here to drink. Just want to make a plan to keep Janice safe, keep Jones from causing any trouble.
Mm-hmm. I see. He's kind of eyeballing you. Are you going to go in the back, Sophia? Or are you?
Yeah, Sophia's gonna go back.
Okay. So as you kind of enter the back part, there's like a hallway, and you see doors basically to the rooms that the women do their business in, and Sophia Janice walks down to the last one. She looks in, and then she kind of looks around. She's like, Selma, where are you, girl? Selma, and she starts calling, and she steps into the room. And enter into the front door of the next person, Jeremy or John, who's coming.
Yeah, Jeremy's going to sidle up and walk in. I guess he sees Billy Jack and one table by himself. Probably that's it.
Yeah, where are you at, Billy Jack? You're still standing kind of in the
well,
doorway?
no, Billy Jack was hoping to follow them in the back.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna let you walk back there with a rifle. If you start walking back with the rifle, he'll raise the scatter gun again.
Okay. But
But that's up
look,
to you if you want. You can. I mean, you
Yeah.
can certainly keep going, but getting shot in the back with a scatter gun is not going to be pleasant.
no.
Although he's quite old, so he might miss.
You might.
That's up to you. I mean, he's not going to make you leave your rifle if you stay out there, but he's not going to let you walk in the back with the girls with the weapon.
Right. No, that's fine. And he'll just wait. Wait.
And
here
of
in
course, that
front.
can all change in a second because the whole yelling thing's about to happen. But because
Right.
we're rolling back time for a second. Okay, so who's walking in?
Yeah,
Jeremy?
I guess Jeremy comes in next, but he's going to ignore Billy Jack saying he's not going to act like he knows him. He's going to walk in and go, "Oh, I've been out on that dusty road all day long. There, barkeep, I smelled some good food. What's for lunch?"
Go ahead and have yourself a seat. Selma will be with you in a second. He's still got the scatter gun. He's a little nervous because Billy Jack still has a rifle in his hand.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
So now Billy Jack's just holding it by his side. With
Yeah,
one
you
hand.
got it
He's
down
not
low,
holding
and
Yeah.
him too. It just needs to be on a bar, so there's no way he can do it. He's got to do this thing, So yeah, so then as you kind of say that, Jeremy, you start walking in, you hear the same thing that that I just said. You hear her start to yell, "Selma, where are you, girl?" And then she goes, Sophia, you see her step in the room, and then she kind of screams, "Ah!" Like that. That's my scream. And she's like, "Selma's gone," and you see her dart towards the window.
Darn it, Marvin. You can come with me, but I'm going back there. That girl's in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. He nods, and then you see him move himself around the bar. You can see that as brave as he is, he's hesitating. I mean, he's an old guy that's probably never been in a gunfight in his life, but he's braving it out, and he's going to follow behind you. And we'll say at this point too, Jeremy, you're like in there just about to get at your table when you hear this, and I guess John, you're walking in the door and you hear all this screaming. So you're not in the door yet. You're, let's say, at the door, so you can do what you like.
Yeah, I mean, if Jeremy, once he hears the screaming, and sees Jack jump up and run that way, he's going to follow behind the old man, though.
Okay.
Keep your fingers off those triggers there, Marvin. We're going to...
Yep. He's like, "We gotta, poor Selma. He's like, you can see he's a little hysterical as he's kind of running back. What about John?
John, hearing the commotion in there, he actually, he was tying his horse, but he actually gets on his horse and, actually gallops away from the building to see if anybody runs out of that one building. He's thinking that it's not, jam-packed with other buildings to obstruct the vision. So he's just keeping his eyes on what's happening from the outside.
Nice. Yeah, you actually do. You ride around the side and you see probably 100 yards into the kind of the hilly area where it's kind of rocks and broken up and stuff. You see a young girl running, and you kind of see that she's running off into the hills this way, and you can see silhouetted on the top of the hill a man on a horse, and he rides down out of your view as soon as you kind of turn. He goes into a tree line up there.
Okay. He's actually gonna ride toward that girl.
Okay, you're gonna try to ride it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also see a guy near the tree line. You said.
Yeah, she's basically running into I'm looking at the screen of the camera. She's running this way into the hills where it's rocky and stuff, and then on the top there's a hill, and at the edge of the hill there's trees, and there was a man silhouetted. You can see my hand. There's a man silhouetted right at the edge of the tree line, and as soon as he you can see the man's looking at her, and then he goes into the trees. So you don't know if he could see you or not. He just kind of gets into the trees to hide, basically.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna run at the girl as quickly as possible to try to intercept her and bring her back.
Nice. All right, so you all run into the back room. You can see that she's screaming. You can see that Janice is trying to get herself out the window, which is open. It's not broken or anything. And if you look out, you can see the girl running into the hilly area behind the space. But you don't see the man in the hills because of the direction you're at. So you just see her running, the girl's running away, basically probably scared or whatever, to the hills. She's 100 yards away.
and he's riding towards her, and he shoots his gun up in the air and says, "Stop right there," he says.
Okay.
"Stop, or
Yeah,
I'm
so-
gonna shoot," he says.
Oh my god! All right, so so everybody, you guys are all in the building looking out the window. You see this happening. Then you hear a gunshot. So what does everybody want to do? Sophia, you're the first one in the room.
Sophia's gonna run outside. She heard a gunshot. She's gonna grab her derringer from her boot.
Do you want to jump out the window and follow, basically, or do you want to go back around through the bar?
No. I'm gonna jump out the window.
Okay. How about so probably as you're jumping out the window, we get Billy Jack coming into the room. You see Sophia leaping out the window. And you hear a
Billy
gunshot.
Jack's gonna turn around and grab the barrels of Marvin's shotgun and hold them up towards the ceiling. And well, depending how either towards the floor or to the ceiling, say, "Hold on, Marvin. What's going on there, Janice? What's happening?"
Okay, cool. And at that point, to Jeremy, you're also following, right? Or did you go out the front?
No, he was behind the old man. So yeah, he's right behind.
Okay,
the old
yeah.
man.
So you get in there and you see Billy Jack. You could definitely do that. I'm sure you're way faster than he is. So you hold his gun up in the air and Janice says,
"Yeah, I'm not trying to take it
she's-
away from him. I'm just trying to have him not shoot somebody."
Yeah. No, exactly. No, I understand. Yes, you push it back. He doesn't fire. He has enough wherewithal to not shoot. And he says, she says, "Selma, she's running for the hills. I just heard a gunshot.
Okay.
Now there's a man on a horse chasing him down."
Okay,
She
Marvin,
doesn't know.
Marvin, stay here with Janice. We'll make eye
Okay,
contact
Spikes.
with Marvin. Marvin, can you stay here with Janice?
Yeah. Yes. Come on, Janice.
Okay. And once Marvin has his arm around Janice or whatever, he'll clamber out the window to follow Sophia.
Okay. What about Jeremy? Gonna follow
Jeremy's he's gonna run back because he's thinking the best thing to do is try to get to his horse. So the horse is gonna be faster than he is, so he's gonna run back out and take the time, get on his horse, and go around back.
as well? Okay. All right. So it'll between the talking to Marvin and the seeing what's happening or whatever. We'll say that a couple turns will go by. I have to see what she's gonna do. We're gonna make a bravery roll for the little girl to see if she panics or keeps running or whatever she does. I mean, she's pretty brave, but she's not that brave. So let me just roll first and we'll see. Oh no. Okay, yeah. She completely freaks out when you shoot the gun, and she does not stop. She just runs like heck into the cover of the rocks. And you're chasing her down. You'll be able to catch her on the horse pretty quickly if you ride into there, but it might be a little dangerous riding into that area on the horse because, of course, it's not really horse friendly. But if you want to push the horse into it, you certainly can do that. He'll do that. You know what we'll do? We'll use bravery for this. I don't know why, but that just seems like the right thing to do. And actually, your character's crazy brave, isn't he? So this is good for you. Try to roll percentile. Try to roll under your bravery.
Okay.
To see if you can keep because your emotions will help project with how the horse feels.
Okay. I got 19. My bravery is pretty high, I think.
Yeah, you have a crazy high bravery, I think.
Yeah.
You're nuts. So the horse doesn't panic. It just feels your tension. You ride up on the girl. And of course, unfortunately, into view of this guy in the woods with the shotgun. So let me see the range on his shotgun because he's going to take a shot at you. Okay. I think it's going to be long range on the shotgun. But let me just take a quick look. Shotgun. Oh no, shotguns are pretty decent range. Medium. Yeah, it's medium range. He's 100 feet away. So when you ride up on her, you're getting almost at her. You hear a shot. You hear as a shotgun fires. He's going to take a shot at you. So first of all, there's a 60%, 1 through 60. It hits the horse, right? Or no, the other way around. 1 through 60 hits you if it hits at all. Well, first I'll just see if it hits. So I'll just roll. 47. He's at medium range, so no modifier for that, but you are moving pretty quickly, actually. Movement of target, galloping, minus 15. Okay. Yeah,
He gets plus 10 because he's using a shotgun.
Plus 10 because he's using the shotgun. So it's -5 total. So that'll make that a 50. I'm doing the math backwards, but it makes it a 52. Let me check against his accuracy. He's pretty accurate. Oh yeah, no, he hits. Yeah, he's gonna hit you with the shotgun. Now I'm gonna see if it hits the horse or you. So 1 through 60, it hits you, Young. Above it hits the horse. 24. So it's gonna hit the horse. I mean, you rather. Alright, so let's see. Shotgun. I have to actually check this because shotguns can hit you multiple times, right? Yeah, shotgun effect. Do you roll? If the hit is indicated the target. Okay, I'll have you do it, Yang. roll a d10 to see how many times the shotgun actually hits you at medium range.
Oh man.
Yeah, roll.
4.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Okay, 4 is only 2. Okay, so hit you twice. So I'll just roll 2 dice, 2 sets of percentiles to see where. 14 and 37. So 14 is your right leg, which would actually hit you because if you're riding the horse this way and he's up on the hill, so that your leg's exposed. And 37 is
shoulder.
your right shoulder. Yeah, so both right side, both times. That's correct. Okay. So you get hit once in the right leg. I'm going to roll for severity. 24, which is a light wound. So you'll take -3 off your strength. And then the shoulder, lucky, 6. Also a light wound. So you get 2 light wounds, so -6 on your strength.
Okay.
As the shotgun kind of blasts past you and hits your shoulder and your leg, just as you come on the girl. I'll say that she's come up on the girl. She's, we'll say she's on the other side of the horse because you're going to scoop down and get her, I guess, because we don't want to get a shot because that would be bad. I don't want to shoot children at least not yet. So this guy shoots at you. He's like 100 feet away. You could see him standing at the tree line. He shoots down with a shotgun, or he's on a horse, but he's standing. And at that point, Janice, you see this. Not Janice, Sophia, you see this. You were able to move up, but you're out of range for a Derringer. You won't be able to shoot yet. It's going to take you a little bit to get close enough. Probably 2 moves. Yeah, and sorry, Billy Jack, you're clambering out the window at this moment, and Jeremy, you're running around the front. So that's that turn. So movement's not really going to matter, I don't think, so we're not going to bother to roll for it. Because the only person really moving is, everybody's moving, doing what they're doing, but nobody's going to get into range. Actually, you have a rifle, right, Billy Jack?
Yeah. So up
You're
to
actually in
200.
range now. You could,
Yeah.
you could actually shoot. Yeah, you could even shoot him from where you're at, but but all shooting happens after the movement, so it doesn't really matter. Like I said, you run up. Jeremy runs around the front, gets on his horse. Sophia's running. John, did you want to keep moving, or did you want to pick her up or whatever? You're right next to her now.
Yeah, he's gonna pick her up and try to run away into any type of a cover if he could find any.
Okay. I mean, if you want cover, you could probably get on the ground here because there's a bunch of boulders and stuff. You could jump off the horse and push her to the ground.
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Yeah. If you want to retreat with cover, that'll be harder because you'll have to move her back across the field again. Okay. So if you want to do that, that's fine. She's freaking out. So I'm gonna say you're gonna have to make a grapple attack to tackle her, but that happens after the shoot. Actually, you could do it this round because the shooting already happened. I should have done that first. So go ahead and roll 2 10-siders and add them together to see if you can leap off the horse and grapple her to the ground. You want to hide over there.
I got 13.
13 total? Okay. 13 is arm lock right. Okay, that's good enough. So you jump down and scoop her arm and you tackle her to the ground. I'll say that's good enough. I mean, she's a child. So you're jumping off a horse. So obviously it bruises her or whatever, but it's not going to, you don't kill her or anything.
And he says, stop moving around. We're trying to save you from that killer.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll make another bravery roll for her. To which she's still freaking out, so you're going to have to hold her. She's squirming, basically. But then all the other movement happens that we just described. He doesn't move because he's just standing up there, and he's hoping to get another shot at you. Maybe he gets off his horse, but he's not coming down there yet because he's got cover. So then we're going to go into the shooting. Like I said, I don't think Sophia's close enough yet, but Billy Jack, you could shoot. You would be, at this point, 150 feet away from him.
So it's going to be extreme range, I think.
Really? For a rifle?
Yeah. It's,
No, so 15. So it'd be 15. You're actually in short range. Because remember, each number is 10 feet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So a rifle is 200 feet is short range. So you're in short range, actually.
Okay.
He's not
So-
moving,
Gotcha.
but he is partially behind trees. So like he's right-handed, so his left side is behind the tree, and his left leg and stuff.
Okay. So I'm going to take 3 shots at him.
Okay, so the first one will be nothing, right? Because you get penalty. No, the first one is no penalty.
Right.
The
So,
first one's
so you
plus
said
10.
short range, so it's plus 10. Yeah.
Yep, so you're plus 10, then nothing, and then minus 10. So go ahead and make
Right.
the first shot.
Okay, let's see what we got.
And let's not call a
20.
shot or something.
No
20,
call
nice.
shots.
All right,
Yeah, that distance, I'm not going to mess with it.
excellent.
So the first one's 20. Do you want me to see if all 3 hit, or you want to do each one
Yeah,
individually?
you might as well. I mean, unless you just want to.
Okay.
You might as
Nope,
well.
that's
It's
fine.
simpler that way.
The next one's 57, which is actually also going to be a hit.
Nice.
And that because his with the rifle it's 62, and then the third one is a 43. So was it minus 10?
Minus 10, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so it's 52. So actually, all 3 are going to hit.
Well, no, it would be minus 20 for the third shot, which is actually minus 10, right?
Yeah. So it's minus 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's 62 minus 10 is 52,
Oh,
and I rolled
62. I thought you said it
47.
was 52. Okay, sorry. I heard the math
I-
wrong.
that-
Okay.
Well, 52 is target number. So
Okay,
yeah. So
perfect. Fantastic. Okay, roll a location. This might end really
Okay.
quickly.
the first one 62.
Ooh, okay. 62 is a
Ooh, abdomen groin.
the
Does that-
abdomen. So yeah, that can hit then. Roll severity.
43.
Okay, that's a severe wound. Ooh. All right, does not kill him though.
Nope. Second one is a 66.
Ooh,
Do the same thing.
also abdomen. Yeah.
Ooh, 81.
Oh, that's a mortal wound. Okay, you got to shoot him.
And then
You can-
the last one's 36,
Okay.
which is right shoulder. Which
Right
you said his
shoulder,
left
which would
side
be
was
a-
sticking out, so that would hit the
Yep.
tree, right? Yep. So
No, his right side sticking out. He's right-handed.
that was right side sticking out. Okay, and that
Yeah.
one's a 58, which would be
Which
not
is
that matters. but-
serious. Yeah, so
serious
that
one.
would be
Yep,
yeah, that would have put him 0 anyways, even if he didn't have the mortal wound. So yeah, you know, he's up there with the shotgun. He shoots your friend. They dive to the ground, holding the girl down who's struggling. He's up there with the shotgun, and which I guess I didn't check this, but you're fat. What's your speed with your
8.
rifle?
8.
Oh, okay. He technically is faster than you,
Okay. Well,
but I
that's
don't
fine.
think he can hit you from the distance. Let me see if the shotgun can go that far, because we'll just do it simultaneous.
That's fine.
You know, because
Yeah.
I'm a mean, PC killer. Oh, long range. Okay. All right. So he'll take one shot at you before he
Nope, that's
before
fine.
he goes down, but he's definitely going to die. But he was already wounded. No, you wounded him. He wasn't wounded before.
Yeah, he wasn't wounded
So-
before.
All right. So he's taking one shot. He's at long range, which is minus
20.
15.
Well,
and you
yeah, but
are
but he's using a shotgun, which is plus 10. Oh
plus
no,
10.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
at
So
long
it's mine.
range.
Huh?
Is a shotgun always plus 10?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or no,
okay, so
shotgun's
minus 5.
plus. Or wait, am I looking at the wrong chart? No, yeah, shotgun's plus 10.
Oh, always plus 10. Okay, that was only
Yeah.
plus 10 in short.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
medium.
So he's only minus 5.
All right, minus 5. And he rolls a 45, which makes it a 50, and that will hit.
Okay.
So roll a 10-sider
Not a
to
problem.
see how many times you want to go low.
Ooh, I rolled a 4.
Oh, no, same thing. So twice. All right, so let's roll locations.
Is medium or long range?
He is long range. Oh,
So
yeah,
it's only
okay.
one.
Nope, you're right. One time. Okay.
Which is still plenty, possibly.
Yeah, exactly. It only takes one shot. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll them together. So the yellow dice will be the location, the red dice will be the severity. Okay, 48 and
Oh,
22.
left shoulder.
Ooh, left shoulder and light wound.
light wound. Okay.
Yeah, so you get plugged in the shoulder as you then the shotgun blast hits you, and yeah, that's not going to kill you, right? With a light wound in the
No.
left shoulder, hopefully not.
Nope.
Yeah, but you shoot him through clean 3 times, and you see his body slump down. You can hear the girl screaming. You hear Sophia. Well, you see Sophia still running. I guess because it's all happening at the same time. Running up the hill with her derringer. And at this point, Jeremy comes around the building on his horse. And when the smoke clears, well, you guys can role play it out, but basically he's dead. So however you want to handle this next part of it. Sophia, you see the guy up on top of the hill drop with 3 rifle shots through him.
Sophia's gonna head towards John and the girl, make sure the girl's okay, and I guess
Okay.
John, but mostly the girl.
Okay.
But-
All right. So go ahead.
I was just to say, Billy Jackson, keep watching that ridge line in case
Okay.
in case anybody else pops up over there.
All right, because he might not be alone. And what
Right.
about Jeremy? You see this go down. What's your plan?
Well, I often say Jeremy times he probably didn't see the guy on the ridge, but I mean he's going to stop where Billy Jack is with the rifle point and go, "What you aiming at?"
There was a man on the ridge who took a shot at John and then shot me, but I took him down.
Well, I'm going to then when he tells me that, and I kind of know he points it out, I'm going to kick my horse in gear and try to make it up the ridge to find them, see if I can find them.
Excellent. Yeah, you, Sophia, you get over to John, who is now calming down Selma. By then, of course, you know when the shots stop happening, you know, Janice comes out the window and start running towards that direction too. But Selma's still crying. You know, John's got her held down. He's bleeding on her, but you have her under control. At that point, Sophia, you see that that they seem to be, you know, wounded but okay. Well, he's wounded. She's not. Billy Jack, you don't see anything else pop up on the ridge, but you see your friend ride up there. And Jeremy, when you get up there, you see what is a very nice horse with saddle, rifle sheath on it, and you see a man laying on the ground, long black beard, silver in it. You can see his eyes are open in death, and you can see that they're 2 different colors. He's got a fallen to the ground now, a repeating shotgun.
Yeah, Jeremy gets off and walks over, and first thing, of course, he does is secure the shotgun away from the body, and then he, recognizes the description of being as Jones, so he's going to load the body up on Jones's horse and lead it back down the hill.
Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, you are able to reassemble back down at the place, you know, in private, to see what's going on. In the end, you don't see, you know, you look at the tracks and stuff. It looks like there was only one horse there. Jones was by himself. You do, as you kind of investigate the body and stuff, you find that there is in his pocket a crumpled up paper that seems to be a map, and it's wrapped around a gold nugget some 2 inches wide. It's a map, and on the back of it is a claim for a gold mine. And then a list of names, which some of them are crossed out, which are the dead people, of course.
Was Sophia's name on there?
Sophia?
Or-
No.
Not Sophia. What was the girl's name? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Selma.
I apologize.
Yep.
Selma.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Selma's name.
actually, it's not. It doesn't have the name of the children. It has the names of the women. So it has
okay.
Janice's name on there. Yeah. But you recognize that it has the name of the. I just closed my thing. So the name of the girl from the other town whose son died, Neil.
Peggy.
Peggy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You see Peggy's name on there, and it's crossed off, so you can kind of put together that he had their names, obviously, because he didn't know the children.
I'm gonna make sure we show that to Janice.
Yeah. Yeah, she sees it, and of course, they realize, of course, that you came and helped them, and she recognizes him, of course, who he is. And it seems like he found a gold. He got a very heavy gold claim, and maybe he was killing people so they wouldn't be able to take it from him. But
Yeah, Jeremy's
Since
going
he's
to, is there a dock in this town?
yep, there is.
Yeah, he's going to get the dock over to take care of John and Jack.
Yep, you can 100% do that. And there is a doctor here. He's a country doc. You know, he doesn't have as nice of a setup as the guy in the other place, but he's got enough stuff to mend up those wounds from the gunshots, and to, you know, give Selma something so she can, you know, because she's freaking out a little bit, to help her to sleep or whatever. And yeah, in the end, it seems like you stopped the murders. You know.
And while John's getting patched up, Sophia is sitting there ranting at John. Why would you fire your gun? What good do you think that would have done?
What? Well, I didn't fire no gun.
It's like somebody fired a gun. We're just not sure who.
Yeah. He just looks at Billy Jack and says, "Well, I suppose I owe my life to you. Nice shooting there, Billy Jack."
Oh, it's nothing. Uh, I'm just glad he didn't do any more damage. What?
Right. I'm just glad that the girl's safe.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and guess what's left now is to find these other families, and they need to know about this claim.
Well, sounds like a deal.
Excellent. So yeah, you would know through the Silver Bullet Society. There's lawyers and stuff involved. I mean, you don't know everybody's name, but you know there's things like that. So reporting back with this information will certainly get the money where it belongs, and at least
What about
the yep.
what about the body of Jones? I mean, do we know we're supposed to take it back to somewhere, or do we just leave it with the local undertaker and let them?
Yeah, I mean he's dead, so the sheriff writes it up, and they bury him in some unmarked grave out in the hills.
Yep.
Unless you want to do anything with him.
Oh no, that'll work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
No, he's definitely, because he had that claim with him, and people could, identify him. They know it's him, so they write it up as as a lawful killing. And you probably all leave your false names and stuff as witnesses, and stay in the town a couple days or whatever to heal up a bit, or you go to wherever you want to go, and split up at some point on another moonlit night to meet up again when trouble arises. So let's ride out into the into the horizon one at a time here. So Sophia, tell us what happens now.
Sophia heads back to her hometown and gets back to her gun shop. She had taken a few days off, to go on vacation, she claimed. But now she's back in town and she's making her guns again and waiting for the next mission to come in.
Excellent. How about John?
John, yeah, he says, "Farewell, I'll see you perhaps next time." And he starts riding off into the sunset. And he gets off one of the towns with um, the train, and he takes a train to Boston, all the way back to Boston. And he opens his doors and says, "Well, took a little while to get here." And you see him opening the door to a little office that says Dr. William Jonathan Worthington III. He's actually he's got nothing to do with the Wild West, but he's been summoned out there.
He just comes out there when they need him. Excellent.
Yep.
How about Billy Jack?
Well, Billy Jack got patched up. He needs to be more careful next time. He's getting himself shot each of these times, each of these outings. But he wanders back. He's been working cattle, and so he just kind of goes back to wherever he was last, whatever ranch he was last on, to see if they still got a spot for him. And goes back to working cattle, hoping he doesn't get caught again.
Excellent. And finally, Jeremy.
Jeremy tips his hat to all of them and says, "Well, mighty fine work as a team there. Y'all continue on with your life. I'm going to head back out on the dusty trail, and we may all meet again." As Jeremy heads out on the dusty trail, he stops at night and makes his little camp. And right before the sunlight goes down, where he's got just enough light to see, he pulls out his journal and does a couple drawings. And then you see he does this drawing of the sun coming up, this big sun coming up in the background. And in front of it, standing this woman he draws, and he goes, "Yeah, I think I'll call her Miss Sunshine. She had the prettiest blonde hair I ever saw. I don't know why they call her Bad Egg." That's how it
Excellent.
ends for Jeremy.
Fantastic. All right. Well done, guys. The sometime later, the mysterious benefactor that is behind the Silver Bullet Society sends you each a bank note, $100, and to cover any expenses as it would be. And until next time. So thanks everybody for playing. thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching, and we'll see you soon. We're the biggest Boot Hill live stream on YouTube right now. The only Boot Hill live stream, but the biggest one nonetheless.